You think staying and fighting makes you strong. You think walking away makes you weak. You're wrong. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is turn around and leave. The Stoics understood something most people never learn. True power isn't about winning every battle. It's about choosing which battles are worth fighting. Today, I'm showing you 9 situations where walking away isn't giving up. It's taking control. Marcus Aurelius could have destroyed his enemies. He had the power of Rome behind him. Instead, he often chose to walk away, not from weakness, from wisdom. Epictetus taught, "No one can hurt you without your permission." Walking away is how you revoke that permission. In the next 15 minutes, you'll discover the 9 situations where staying is actually weakness, how to recognize when walking away is your power move, and the Stoic framework for strategic withdrawal. Because here's what I've learned. The people who never walk away aren't strong. They're trapped. True strength is knowing when to leave. Let's dive in. Situation 1. When someone keeps disrespecting your boundaries. Boundaries without consequences are just suggestions. You've told them no. You've explained your limits. You've been clear about what you won't tolerate. They keep crossing the line anyway. This is when walking away becomes your only option. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Sometimes you have to end the relationship to begin respecting yourself. Boundaries aren't walls you build to keep people out. They're standards you maintain to keep your peace in. When someone repeatedly violates your boundaries, they're telling you something important. They don't respect you, and you can't force respect. You can only demand it by walking away from those who won't give it. I learned this with a friend who constantly borrowed money and never paid it back. I set the boundary. He ignored it. I set it again. He ignored it again. Finally, I walked away. Not with anger, with clarity. The friendship ended, but my self-respect returned. Here's the truth. People will treat you exactly how you allow them to treat you. When you stay after they've crossed your boundaries, you're teaching them that your boundaries don't matter. Walking away teaches them, and you, that they do. Situation 2. When you're arguing with someone who refuses to listen, you can't reason with unreasonable people. They've made up their mind. They're not interested in your perspective. They just want to be right. This is when continuing the argument becomes pointless. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Stop trying to convince people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Arguments require 2 people willing to consider they might be wrong. If only one person is willing, it's not an argument, it's a performance. And you don't have to be the audience." I used to think walking away from arguments made me weak, like I was giving up or admitting defeat. Then I realized something. The goal of communication isn't to win, it's to understand. When understanding becomes impossible, communication becomes pointless. Walking away isn't losing the argument, it's refusing to participate in the circus. Epictetus taught, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Sometimes the most philosophical thing you can do is stop talking and start walking. Your peace is more valuable than their approval. Your time is more precious than their validation. Walk away. Situation 3. When someone only contacts you when they need something. You're not a vending machine for other people's needs. They disappear for months. Then suddenly they need a favor. They need money. They need help. They need you. But they never need to give back. This is when you realize you're not in a relationship. You're being used. The Stoics believed in reciprocity, not keeping score but maintaining balance. Seneca wrote letters to friends. He also received letters from friends. Marcus Aurelius served his people. His people served the empire. Healthy relationships have flow in both directions. When the flow only goes one way, it's not a relationship. It's exploitation. I had a friend like this, only called when he needed something, never available when I needed support. I kept giving because I thought that's what good friends do. Then I realized, good friends don't just take, they also give. Walking away from takers isn't selfish, it's self-preservation. It also frees up your energy for people who actually value you, not just what you can do for them. Your generosity should go to people who appreciate it, not people who expect it. Situation 4. When you're in a toxic work environment, no paycheck is worth your peace of mind. The boss is abusive, the culture is toxic, your mental health is suffering, but you stay because you need the money. This is when walking away becomes an act of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius could have stayed comfortable in his palace. Instead, he chose the difficult path of leadership. Sometimes the right choice isn't the easy choice. Your career is important. Your sanity is more important. Money can be replaced. Your mental health can't. I stayed in a toxic job for 2 years longer than I should have. The pay was good, but the environment was poisonous. Every day I stayed, I was choosing money over my well-being. Finally, I walked away with no backup plan. Best decision I ever made. Within 6 months, I found something better. Not just better pay, better culture, better people, better life. The Stoics taught that we often stay in bad situations not because leaving is impossible, but because staying feels safer. But safety is an illusion when the environment is slowly destroying you. Sometimes walking away is the only way to walk towards something better. Situation 5. When someone tries to control your decisions, your life is not a democracy. You don't need anyone's vote. They have opinions about your career, your relationships, your choices, your life, and they think their opinions should become your decisions. This is when walking away protects your autonomy. Epictetus was a slave who became free, not just physically, but mentally. He understood that true freedom is the ability to make your own choices. When someone tries to control your decisions, they're trying to enslave your mind. Walking away is how you declare independence. Your life belongs to you. Your choices are yours to make. Your mistakes are yours to learn from. People who try to control your decisions don't trust your judgment, but more importantly, they don't respect your right to live your own life. I had a family member who had strong opinions about every decision I made, career, relationships, even what I ate for breakfast. At first, I tried to explain my reasoning, then I tried to compromise. Finally, I realized I don't need anyone's permission to live my life. Walking away from their control wasn't disrespectful, it was necessary. Your autonomy is not negotiable. Situation 6. When you're being emotionally manipulated. Manipulation works because good people don't want to hurt others, but staying hurts you. They use guilt, they use fear, they use your compassion against you. If you really cared about me, you would, after everything I've done for you, you're being selfish. This is emotional manipulation, and walking away is the only cure. The Stoics taught that we cannot control others' actions, only our responses. When someone manipulates you, they're trying to control your response. Walking away is how you take that control back. Manipulators count on your guilt to keep you trapped. They know good people don't want to hurt others, but staying in a manipulative relationship hurts you, and eventually it hurts them too, because it enables their toxic behavior. I was in a relationship where every conversation became emotional blackmail, every disagreement became a guilt trip. I stayed because I didn't want to hurt them, but I was hurting myself, and I was teaching them that manipulation works. Walking away was the kindest thing I could do for both of us. It freed me from the manipulation, and it forced them to face the consequences of their behavior. Sometimes love means leaving. Situation 7. When you're surrounded by constant negativity, you become who you spend time with. choose wisely. They complain constantly. They see problems in everything. They drain your energy with their pessimism, and slowly you're becoming like them. This is when walking away saves your soul. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rocky headland on which the waves constantly break. It stands firm, and round it the seething waters are laid to rest. But sometimes the waves are too strong. Sometimes you need to find higher ground. Negativity is contagious. So is positivity. The people you surround yourself with determine your mental climate. If you're constantly around negative people, you'll become negative. If you're around positive people, you'll become positive. It's not about avoiding all problems or challenges. It's about avoiding people who see nothing but problems and challenges. I had a group of friends who turned every conversation into a complaint session. Every gathering became a negativity fest. I tried to be the positive voice. I tried to change the dynamic. But I was outnumbered, and slowly I was becoming like them. Walking away wasn't abandoning them. It was saving myself. Your mental health is your responsibility, and sometimes that means choosing different company. Situation 8. When someone refuses to take accountability. You can't have a healthy relationship with someone who won't admit they're wrong. They hurt you. They made a mistake. They caused damage. But it's never their fault. It's always someone else's fault. It's always circumstances. It's always you. This is when walking away becomes necessary for your sanity. The Stoics believed in taking responsibility for their actions. Marcus Aurelius constantly examined his own behavior. Accountability is the foundation of growth. Without accountability, there's no growth. Without growth, there's no relationship. People who refuse to take accountability are stuck. And they'll keep you stuck too, because they can't learn from their mistakes if they won't admit they make them. I was in a business partnership with someone who never took responsibility for anything. Every failure was someone else's fault. I kept making excuses for them. I kept hoping they'd change. But people who don't take accountability don't change. They just find new people to blame. Walking away wasn't giving up on them. It was refusing to be their scapegoat. You can't fix people who don't think they're broken, and you shouldn't sacrifice your peace trying. Situation 9. When staying compromises your values. Your values are not negotiable. They're the price of admission to your life. They want you to lie. They want you to cheat. They want you to compromise your integrity. And they make it seem reasonable, necessary, just this once. This is when walking away protects your soul. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Sometimes you have to end relationships to begin living with integrity. Your values are your compass. When someone asks you to ignore your compass, you get lost. And once you're lost, it's hard to find your way back. The first compromise makes the second one easier. The second makes the third inevitable. Before you know it, you're living a life you don't recognize. I was asked to participate in something that went against my values. The pressure was intense. The consequences of saying no seemed severe, but the consequences of saying yes were worse. I would have to live with myself afterward. Walking away cost me opportunities, but staying would have cost me my integrity. And integrity once lost is almost impossible to recover. Your values are the foundation of who you are. Don't let anyone convince you to tear down that foundation. Here's what we've covered. Walk away when someone disrespects your boundaries, when they refuse to listen in arguments, when they only contact you for favors, when your work environment is toxic, when someone tries to control your decisions, when you're being manipulated, when you're surrounded by negativity, when someone won't take accountability, and when staying compromises your values. But here's the deeper truth. Walking away isn't about giving up on people. It's about not giving up on yourself. The Stoics understood that we cannot control others. We can only control our responses. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is turn around and leave. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Walking away is how you exercise that power. It's how you choose your peace over their chaos, your growth over their stagnation, your future over their past. Walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's recognizing that some battles aren't worth fighting, some relationships aren't worth saving, some situations aren't worth enduring. The Stoics didn't teach us to endure everything. They taught us to endure what serves our growth and walk away from what doesn't. Epictetus said, "No one can hurt you without your permission." Walking away is how you revoke that permission. It's how you take back control of your life, your energy, and your future. Start today. Identify the situation in your life where walking away is the power move. Then make that move. Because the life you want is on the other side of the door you're afraid to walk through. If this video spoke to you, and you're ready to not just walk away from what weakens you, but walk into a system that forges discipline, focus, and inner strength, check out the Steel Soul Framework. It's a digital guide plus a 7-day kickstart that takes Stoic wisdom and turns it into daily practices you can actually live. Link is in the description. Which of these 9 situations resonates most with you right now? Share in the comments. Sometimes just naming it gives you the courage to walk away. If this gave you the permission you needed to choose yourself, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom that puts your well-being first. Because walking away isn't giving up. It's growing up. Remember, sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing, and the most powerful thing you can do is leave.